You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23 After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23 After Show.
Hey everyone, Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another AfterBuzz TV after show. I can say this for Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. Happy New Year to everyone. It's our first show back.
Happy New Year.
Yes, it's season 2. We're doing episodes 8 and 9 this week because ABC threw us for a little loop here and are airing new shows on Sunday and Tuesday nights now for the next 3 weeks.
It's like a Christmas surprise.
It is. It's a New Year's
a
miracle.
Little treat. It's going on for 3 more weeks.
Yeah. I think
Nice.
it's double dosing. I'm happy with it. I don't know how.
Well, it's good too because I feel like all my other shows ended. So this is the only show I still watch that's on. So I'm like, I get watch it twice a week.
It's a little treat.
Yeah, it's a little treat. So, yeah, so let's jump right in. I'm your host, Tiona Hobson, and joined with me, as always, I have my lovely co-host,
Jason Ikeler.
Annika Michelle.
Kristina Zias. I'm new. So
yeah,
excited.
we're so happy to have Kristina with us. I forgot about that. Yay! Kristina will be joining us for the rest of the season.
Yay, and now it's double the fun, so.
Oh.
Quadruple the fun.
Quadruple.
Well, I know, but like double shows, so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Right over Jason's head. He thinks he's so smart sometimes. So let's dive right into the first episode titled Paris, which I don't know how other people thought. I thought they were actually going to go to Paris.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, me
was
too.
But I was very happy with the episode and the way it went.
Oh, I just now got why it was called Paris too.
Wait,
the
Wait, why
girl's
was it
name
called
is
Fox
Fox
Paris.
Paris.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, my goodness.
Was I the only one who
didn't
got
get
that?
it. I didn't
I had
get
no
it.
idea.
And my mom tells me I'm blonde. Yeah.
We're a very smart
Wait,
panel.
what was her full name? Was it just Fox Paris?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was ridiculous. I loved her reaction to her.
Which sounds like a fake name just in itself.
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
know.
It's like her porn star name.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
exactly.
it does sound like a porn star name.
It does. All right, so in this episode, June is wrong set of notes. June is getting ready for her first day of work at her new job up on Wall Street. She's so excited to be back up there. And the episode starts with her doing like this time drill where she's like getting ready in the morning, going through her morning routine. And I love the part where she's like juicing in the morning and then picks up like what she thinks is a cucumber and it's really a vibrator.
Oh
She's
my
like,
God.
Chloe. And then, she's in the bathroom curling her hair and goes to grab something else and picks up another one. It's like, Chloe. And
What?
well,
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I thought that was really funny and
Yeah,
cute.
and the whole apartment is trashed, and they're usually like clean freaks. And Chloe walks out, and she's like, "What happened to Yolanda? Like our housekeeper isn't here." And she's like, "We don't have a housekeeper."
And she was like, I went to her daughter's quinceanera.
Yeah, that was
It was a
so
piñata.
And I love that she can remember so much about Yolanda's life and that she has a daughter and that she was at this party, but she can't remember that it's not her housekeeper.
And she has like no idea where she knows
Yeah,
Yolanda
she's
from
like,
afterwards.
It's like the roommate from hell. Like she doesn't even realize that you're doing all the cleaning.
Yeah, exactly.
And that she's making all the mess.
Poor June.
Poor June. So then June finally makes it into work, and she meets her new coworker, who we've talked about briefly, Fox Paris, who's super nice to her
At first.
and being like, oh, who are you eating lunch with today? And, oh, we're going out for drinks tomorrow night. Join us. And they go out for drinks, and, she's very nice. And like, oh, I'm going to get the bartender to take away the last round of drinks for you. And, of course, Chloe is seeing through all this from the start when June comes home from her first day and just like, oh, that's your nemesis.
Yeah.
Because she's doing everything I would do if I was in her position.
And I love how she even asked, she goes, does she have a back tattoo and wear a wig? And in the end, she had both.
I love how, like, right away, because June was so worried about who she's going to eat lunch with, and I feel like that's what people always kind of worry about in their first day of school, like,
Yeah.
first day of a new job, like, oh my God, it's so awkward. And, like, this girl kind of solved all of her problems, and then she ended up being, like, her biggest problem.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah, because she does kind of walk in and, like, this girl is like, oh, make sure you eat breakfast before the morning meeting and make sure you don't sit in the middle seat and make sure all these things. So she really does think, like, oh, I walk in and I have this awesome thing, and then she turns into a huge bitch.
Wait, did you guys think she was going to be her nemesis, or did you think Chloe was crazy?
I first thought Chloe was a little crazy.
I thought,
they were...
yeah.
Me too.
I was thinking maybe Chloe would come in and sabotage it for her,
No.
like the job, but I wasn't sure.
You're
I
on
was
to
all-
Foxy the whole time?
I was on to Foxy. And I've learned you always trust someone like Chloe. Because even though they're crazy and a bitch,
They kinda
know
know.
what they're
They
talking
know.
about at the same time. Like, if you're calling someone out for being the same as you, that means you know how bad you are.
That's
So
true.
it's like, man, you know what? We're cut from the same. What's that saying? We're cut
Come from the same
Me?
umbilical
I don't know.
cord.
I need
The same
Chloe.
cloth.
I do.
I'm here now. I'm in your life.
You're going to be my Chloe?
Yeah, get ready.
Oh, shit.
Good luck.
Woo!
Woo. And let's just talk briefly about June's boss, Mr. Harken.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my God, all
All
this
his,
sexual
all his
harassment.
sexual
Oh
harassment.
my God, that's right.
Statements.
And like he was like, I would tell you, what was it in the beginning he said? I would tell you where to sit.
Where to sit about. Oh, because she said that she would live there if she needed
Oh yeah.
to. And he's
Oh,
like,
I would sleep here.
Yeah, I would sleep here if I,
I
had
can't
to.
advise you where to sleep because that would count as sexual harassment.
Which is just so funny because I know Jason at work. We work together.
Oh my God, we should not say this on the. But
I'm not going to say anything bad. I'm just going to say that Jason has touched my hair. And like all he did was touch my hair, and HR was like all over him, like you cannot touch her. And he was like taking a leaf or something out of my hair.
her hair clip was falling out, so I move in to move her hair clip out, and HR like walks around the corner as I'm doing it, and my face just turns about. He's like, "We will have none of that, none of that," and I'm like, "Oh my God."
Oh my God, I didn't even know you guys worked together. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So HR and sexual conduct in the workplace, those are very
Ding, ding,
serious
ding.
things. So I kind of feel for Mr. Harken in a way, but I want to know what he did because everything that came out of his mouth during this episode was something along the lines of, and that's not sexual harassment.
Yeah.
But he kind of speaks in sexual innuendos.
All the
Like
time.
Yeah.
he said
all the
something was
time.
super tight, which you get it.
HR?
Too many ways that could go. Way
Oh
too
my
many
God.
ways.
But you know what I loved about it is like how after June kind of realizes that Fox is her nemesis, like she's like super annoying. Like the stupid staple song.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
She really is.
She is. And her sneezes.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
And then Fox Paris sneezes like a man.
And then
She's
her
like,
wig
"Ah."
comes off.
Yeah, that wig was so funny.
When that wig came off, at
Right
first I
now.
wasn't sure I was like, did her hairstyle change? And then I realized it was a
wig.
wig, and I was like, oh my God, that's great because her whole head just. That was
Came
like a
forward.
full body sneeze. You know, that's one of the good ones where it like
Yeah,
starts
she
in
got
your
everything.
toes and just like boom
Goes up.
Like that's a sneeze.
That
right
sounds like
there.
something else.
Chloe was
But
right about
anyways,
everything.
it's sexual
remind-
innuendo week. It's okay to say
Oh,
that, I
okay.
think. It goes along with the episode.
So
Anyways,
says you.
June, Chloe tells June she should sabotage this girl, and June's like, no, I'm going to do what I did in Indiana. I'm going to make her cupcakes and kind of like kill her with kindness. And my mom always used to tell me that, so I know all about it. It doesn't work.
I know, my mom used to say that too.
Oh, my mom did.
Yeah.
No, my mom, because I was so passive aggressive that my mom would just be like, "No, I want you to stand up for yourself." But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about how my mom said if I beat someone up, she'd take me to Disneyland. We're not gonna talk about that.
Therapy with Tiona.
Love you, mom. Yeah, what were we talking
Oh,
about?
so
before?
June
June
goes,
and
she makes the
Chloe.
cupcakes and they don't work, and that's one of my favorite moments when Fox Paris, she gives her the like foot cupcake, like we got off on the wrong foot, and they wrote it down. She goes, we got off on the wrong foot cupcakes, and she goes, I think you're trying to kiss my ass, and she takes the cupcake and shoves it on her ass and goes, moi, moi, moi.
And then tells the boss that, like, look, June put these on my desk. She's trying to, like, ruin me. And he starts getting mad at her.
Which is
He's like, June,
Yeah.
that's very
Yeah.
inappropriate.
Yeah.
very inappropriate. So then, I love how June comes back home and it's like, okay, Chloe, like I'm ready to play dirty, but I have to do it my way. And
Yeah.
then she goes, but what do I do? Because she's still so sweet. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna stand up for myself, but you have to tell me exactly what to do.
Yeah.
Well, and when she came home, this was my favorite part of the whole episode. She's like, she's ruining everything. I tried to be nice, it didn't work. And she says, she changed my voicemail to say, hi, this is June. I'm sorry I missed your call. I'm getting an abortion. That is so great. I actually, do you remember AIM and the away messages back in the day?
Yes.
My little sister left her away message up once.
Oh, no.
And so I changed it to be like, off to Planned Parenthood, wish me luck.
No, you didn't.
And she got all these messages, and like my mom got phone calls because she was like 14 at the time. But it was really funny.
That is really funny. Really
Horrible.
evil, but
I
so
know.
funny.
You're such an evil sibling.
But I'm fine.
You are Chloe. You know what? You are Chloe. I'll give you that.
Oh my God.
I'll take it.
So they come up with this plan to to Photoshop a picture of Fox Paris' face onto a naked body, which June has to learn how to find a naked body on the internet. It's like Google anything, sandwich,
Mouse.
mouse,
Yeah, that was
anything.
really funny too.
Does that remind you of A Walk to Remember when they like Photoshop Mandy Moore's face on those naked
Oh
girls?
yeah, I forgot
Oh,
about
yeah.
And
that.
it's super dramatic, and they like hand it out to everybody.
In school.
It's like a super serious thing nowadays. You
I
can
know.
get expelled
Sexting.
from school for doing that.
I have news and gossip about naked pictures and Chloe coming up soon.
Oh,
Yes.
Ooh,
well,
I love that.
Little teaser.
That's
Okay.
that's a good tease.
well, all right then. So they come up with this plan, and June gets to the office and is putting the picture and has the email up with the subject to the boss saying something like, check this out, ooh la la, Mr. Hot Stuff. Something along those lines. I can't remember
I know,
exactly
I was
what
gonna
it
write
said.
it down and I didn't.
And then right when she's about to hit send, Fox Paris. I don't know why I'm calling her
Foxy
Foxy.
Cleopatra.
I'm not kidding. And I'm a whole other woman.
Oh my God.
So she shows back up because June thinks she's in the bathroom, and she's like, wow, you pee really fast. And she pleads with her, like, please don't send it. You're going to ruin me. I know things have escalated, but, you know, it gets better. And so June, being the pushover that she can be sometimes, is like, okay, fine. Like, I won't send it. And then Fox, like, rushes over there and, like, deletes the email and crushes the thumb drive and
Stapler.
with the
It's like
stapler.
slamming it
Yeah.
down.
It was like this whole dramatic scene, I thought, for very little, but it's very
But it was
dramatic.
funny, yeah.
And it was funny, and Chloe shows up, and
Well, Chloe calls
Calls
June.
her.
She's like, I knew you were going to do this. And she's like, wait, how did you know? And she walks in. And what is the thing she says? I'm in your calendar as Parkinson's.
It's parking and Sons. Oh, that sounds bad when you say it. It's like
Parkinson's disease,
but it's like,
right?
it's Parking and Sons. I'm in your address
She's like,
or
I'm
your
your-
meeting
yeah.
book as that.
It was funny when she said it.
Yeah, because we're really
Didn't
messing
work when I
that one
tried to
up.
retell it.
Wah, wah. We can do better.
But so then her and Fox Paris become like best friends immediately. Sucks for June, but then June comes home to find them like having a girls' night on the couch and they're trying on June's clothes.
And I love how Paris tells her, like, that's right, stole your roommate, stole your clothes, and I'll take everything you own.
Yeah.
Like, she's just,
She's so fierce.
yeah.
And at that point, I'm thinking that Fox is bipolar or something. Because I was, like, watching her kind of react to different situations. Like, this girl is crazy. Like, really crazy. There's one thing to be like, oh, the new girl in the office. Like, I have to kind of, you know, stake my claim, you know,
Intimidate
mark
her.
my territory. But she was getting, like, crazy. Like, yeah, see that? I stole your roommate, stole your friends. Like, I'm coming after you.
She was crazy.
She was really crazy.
She makes Chloe look nice.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
that.
she does. And at that point, I was kind of wondering, I was like, well, is Chloe getting played here where this is part of Fox's plan? So now
Oh.
Chloe, like, maybe Fox isn't really as, like, oh, Chloe, I love you. Maybe she wasn't as, like, in love with Chloe as she got Chloe to be in love with her.
I love how June's like, how could you do this to me? And she was like, well, you didn't tell me how awesome she was.
Yeah.
It's all
We're
your
best friends
fault.
now.
And then she's like, June, the staple song, really? You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that song.
But I feel like she would be super annoying to work with.
Yeah.
Who, June?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just really bubbly and happy and annoying.
No one's that happy all the time.
I know.
Jeez.
God.
No one. So then, good old neighbor across the hallway. I can't think of his name.
Eli.
right now. Eli. Kind of comes to be like June's, let's call him her fairy godmother, the voice
Okay.
of reason
Okay.
right now, where he's like, look, you're not there for the games. You're there to make a good impression. This is your dream job. What you've been working for. Like, focus on that. So June goes to work all nice and focused and ready to just get the work done. And it's someone's birthday, and they're going for birthday cake, and she
It's
doesn't
the
want to.
boss's
Yeah,
birthday.
she's like, at
Yeah.
first she doesn't want to go, and then Fox says, oh, well, I'll just tell Mr. Harken that you hate his birthday and you hate him. And so
Yeah.
then she's like rushes in there, and this is where the big standoff happens, which is probably one of my favorite moments in this episode.
Of the whole show, actually. 'Cause
Yeah.
that is just crazy.
It was fun.
Which the knife that they were using to cut this cake was a little
Sharp.
much for just a birthday cake in general, right? I mean,
Well, like, Fox made it a big deal, and she was like, his name is Mr. Harken, right? She's like,
Yeah.
Mr. Harken,
Yeah.
June didn't want to be here to celebrate your birthday. She doesn't want any cake. And then she tries, like, making June her little,
Cut it.
like, her little bee.
Yeah.
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 And, like, do her dirty
yeah,
work.
she like cut 50 slices of this cake. And
June's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not your server.
Yeah.
And she stood up to her, and Fox had
Yeah.
it coming.
Yeah.
So anyway, Fox backs up into June's like being kind of dramatic, like I'm not gonna cut the cake, and Fox backs up into the knife, and June stabs her right in her Fred Flintstone tattoo.
Oh,
in her
yeah.
back. She just starts bleeding, and then all of a sudden Chloe pops out, and like
Yeah.
she's there, and she's like, oh my god, this is great.
Chloe's just always there for all the fun stuff that's happening. But, you know, June did stand up for herself, even though she didn't quite mean to.
She stabbed
did.
her.
She did stab someone in the conference room.
I respect that.
I respect that. I mean,
Sometimes you gotta cut a bit.
Pretty badass.
I'm kidding.
yeah, and then my ultimate favorite part was when June's kind of trying to apologize to Fox after, you know, she's been stitched up by the paramedics and everything, and Fox just kind of gets all like
Queens
Like-
on her.
queens on her, like I don't know, she's like a
All
ghetto black
ghetto.
woman.
Yeah.
All of a sudden she's like, "Yo, you from the Bronx? Like, whoa,
From
you stabbed a
Queens?
bitch in the conference room." Like
718. 718.
And I was like, okay, this is kind of crazy, scary. But you know, she says,
She
you
might
know,
be bipolar.
yeah. She does tell June, I may never like you or respect you, I think she says, but
I'm not gonna mess
I'm not
with
gonna
you."
mess with you anymore because you stabbed me. And HR has come and taken all the scissors and letter openers and
Yeah.
anything sharp
She has to go down
Yeah.
to them to open the letter.
to open up everything from
That's
now
so
on.
funny.
That's so funny.
I thought that was great. And then while this is all happening, of course, Mark and James have their own little side storyline going on where Mark has this card to give to June for like a goodbye card since she left
Everybody
the
at the coffee shop bought it.
And he doesn't know what to write, and he started to write something, and I think he just put, "I don't care what you do."
Yeah.
Yep.
Mark. And so he calls James for help, and James, being the dramatic person that he can be sometimes, is taking him through all these like actor exercises
Yeah.
and whatnot to help get to the bottom of it. And they start off like role playing where Mark is Mark and James is June. And before Mark can even say anything, James as June just, "How could you do this to me? I just started a new job. I just have this. I'm so stressed. Like, I can't believe you did this."
Is
And he
this
goes,
a rebound?
"Yeah, is this a rebound?"
Yeah.
And he just goes, "Oh, I feel a lot better," and like walks out. Like,
And
all
then
right.
my favorite interaction with the two of them is when they're sitting in somebody's house and they're both in their boxers, Indian style, and James is like, "Okay, put your legs on my knees." And he's like, "Okay, now like rub them." And Mark's like, "I feel really uncomfortable. What is this?" He's like, "Oh, I did it with my childhood acting coach." And then he's like, and Mark's like, "Are you having a breakthrough?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah."
He just like had an awful epiphany.
Yeah.
I may have been
Yeah.
molested by my childhood acting coach.
And I love that at the end of the episode, it's just James on the stoop, and he looks like he's naked, and he's just kind of rocking back and forth, just like, and then suddenly he just stands up, and he's in his boxers still, so he's not actually naked. Darn.
Unfortunately.
Rats. And he just stands up and goes, think I'm good, and like walks away.
Whenever he was figuring out what to write in that card, it's kind of earlier, but I love how he said something about tooting, and then James Vanderbeek is like, why would you want to fart on her in your sleep? Lay one on her is tooting on her when you're asleep. Oh yeah, because he said I'm
He's
gonna
like,
say
I'm
lay one on her like meaning a kiss, and then James thought like lay one on her like farting, and he's like, why would you want to fart on her?
And he's like, that's what ruined my last 3 to 4 relationships.
I have to make some few phone calls right now.
Which I never heard of lay one on me being a fart.
I've never either.
But,
I don't know.
But after he said it, I was like, you know what? I understand how you could maybe get the confusion there.
Has that ever happened to you?
Hell no. That is not okay. Thank you, Whitney. Hail to the knob. Oh, Whitney, we love you. Speaking of Whitney, since you can find her stuff on iTunes, you can also find us on iTunes. That was a lot smoother this week. I mean, come on. Steven's not here to call me out for it, but
It's actually not Whitney.
oh,
whoops.
It's Amber Riley who plays
it's from
Glee.
Glee.
Ah.
But Whitney started it.
Mercedes. Yeah.
Whitney did start it with becoming Bobby Brown. She used to say that all the time. Anyways, back to iTunes, guys, because I'm weird. You can find us on iTunes if you search for AfterBuzz TV. Then type in Apartment 23. Go on there, like us, subscribe to our podcast. If you're not, you can also watch us on YouTube or on iTunes. Oh my God. I took a lot of emergency before I came on air tonight, so I'm a little loopy. Be sure to tell a friend also. Give us a comment. We don't have many comments, but if you comment, we will give you a shout out on air. Thanks, Marissa, for that distraction during my speech here. Be sure to tell a friend and pass it along. It's much loved and appreciated. Give us 4 or 5 stars. Let us know what we're doing.
5.
Good. Yeah, 5 is preferred. Let us know what you like about the show. Let us know what you don't like, and we'll try to fix it. And yeah, anyone else have anything to add? Because I totally just messed that whole thing up.
Leave us some loving, people.
I think you
Tell a
covered
friend.
it all.
Yeah.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Yeah. Tell
all
5
your
friends.
friends.
Tell everyone.
Tell all your 500,000 Facebook friends.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about last night's episode, Tuesday night's
Tuesdays.
episode, The Scarlet Neighbor. Now,
So,
I think we're going to say
this.
the same.
Oh, twins. This is an episode from last season, and it was kind of confusing because it was like the plot line with Mark didn't match up with what we've been seeing. So, from what we know as viewers, he's broken up with Jennifer like in the episode before Christmas when he goes on the bender. And so now we see him in the coffee shop and he's like, Jennifer just broke up with me. And so I was a little confused by the whole thing. I think I would have liked the episode if I saw it earlier.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they should have aired this one on Sunday.
Yeah.
And then aired the Sunday one on Tuesday. Just because
It's makes more sense.
Yeah, it makes more sense chronologically. Even though it's still messed up chronologically, in the same week, that would have just been a little bit better.
But I also felt like Mark's character was not like Mark, how we've seen him written for the rest of the show. Like, it just didn't make sense to me. I liked everything else, but
he was really random in this episode.
Yeah. And he almost sounded gay in the end when he's like talking to his girlfriend and he's like, oh my God. It was weird.
Tiana's face. You know she just held a comment.
Let it out.
Nope.
His sideburns, I couldn't even deal with that.
Yeah, those things.
And that farmer's tan.
The farmer's tan. And his hair
light
was
to dark.
His hair wasn't as big.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was bugging me the whole episode, and I was like, there's something different. It's not just the sideburns. It was the hair. I need my big fro.
Or his arms being exposed.
Yeah.
Just odd.
Anyways, so episode is The Scarlet Letter. It starts off, we have June, who's moved to the city and trying to make an effort to be very friendly to everyone, and she has a couple interactions with like an old man on the street where they can't quite make it past each other and they do that weird dancing thing, and she's like, oh, it's like we're dancing, and
he says, I'm gonna kick you in your clam.
yeah. He's like, move or I'll kick you in the clam. It's like, whoa, grandpa.
And then she's like running up the stairs in her apartment building and trying to talk to the neighbor, and the neighbor just walks by, throws her coffee on her, and just keeps going.
I just think it's messed up because New Yorkers get such a bad rap, and that's what they say, like how New Yorkers are so rude, but not true.
Are you a New
Are you
Yorker?
from New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel like people in LA are kind of rude.
Oh.
So I know. I mean,
know
not
what?
that this should be a discussion about LA and New York, but I was just saying, I was like,
You gotta-
"Aw."
Yeah. New York does get a bad reputation
Yeah.
for that, but I mean,
I kind of like that though.
I think everyone has that they all have a place to go, have a purpose. They're walking fast.
yeah,
And
it's just a
here,
fast
people don't
pace.
really take public transportation, and you just kind of do your own thing.
Yeah, I guess.
We have cars.
So she sees that she sees that there's a tenants meeting that night, and she's like, "Yes, like I want to go meet my neighbors and bake cookies for them, and the whole thing." So then, of course, while she's making cookies, Chloe comes in and it's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to that too. I want to meet the new neighbors that we have that have moved in," and
It's kind of confusing because that's not anything like what Chloe would do.
yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of like, wait, I thought, oh, she must have seen a hot neighbor move in and is trying to go after someone's boyfriend.
And-
Did kind of.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Sort of.
Before they go to the meeting, though, while June's making the cookies, there's like flour on the counter, and Chloe like goes to sniff it like it's Coke or something, and she's like, "Oh, it's never gonna be with you."
She's like, always flour. too.
always flower with you. And then they're in the meeting and they come in late, first of all, and interrupt everything. That's just not okay. Be on time or sit in the back and don't interrupt.
Make noise.
Yes. So she like barges in and walks to the front of the room. Is like, "Where's the new family that just moved in?"
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, that's us." And she goes, "Okay." Looks at the son. "How old are you? 16, 17? 17 and a half. Yeah, well, according to Megan's law, I have to let everyone know that I live within a 500-yard radius of you, and I'm a registered sex offender."
And the kid's name is Anthony, but they call him Nut Nut.
That kid was all
He
about...
calls himself Nut
Nut
Nut.
Nut.
His mom's like, Anthony.
Anthony, stop that.
So then June's all worried. She's like, "Oh my God, all the neighbors hate us because I'm living with a sex offender," and she's like, they just hate us, and I'm so worried." And Chloe's like, "You know what I hate? Single moms."
And June didn't want to be labeled. She's like, I'm a slut by association.
Which is the worst kind of slut to be.
It's true.
Association.
Because, I mean, you're not even getting any. but
Yeah.
You're, like, just by association.
I don't think. Do you ever think of anybody as a slut by
I
association?
don't
Though?
really.
Oh, I do.
Like,
Oh.
Well, I don't think of them like that, but I know people who have been labeled as
I mean,
slut by association,
yeah,
aka
totally.
me.
Oh.
In college, I had some out there friends. People thought I was just like them. I was like, no.
Tiona has morals.
TT, don't play like that.
I feel like if anything, like guys think of it, like girls more like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If like one girl in a group is a slut, they're like, oh yeah.
And that's
The whole
exactly
group.
and that's
All easy.
exactly who it was in that situation. It was
Yeah.
the guys who were thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That.
Did you set him
Silly
straight?
boys.
Oh, hell yeah, I did. Of course I did. Like,
Good.
No. Anyways, stop talking about me, Jason. Oh
Sorry,
my
I'm just so
gosh.
interested in your life.
I know. Lost my
So
train-
anyway,
Oh,
Tiona.
So anyway, Nut and the girlfriends. Where are we?
Oh,
in my
so I'll tell
notes? Okay, I'm like so lost in my notes right now.
So, June's really scared that
Ghost.
Chloe's going off the deep end. So she's like, "I'm gonna show you like what your life is gonna be like. I'm gonna be like, it's like the Ghost of Christmas future." So she takes her to this cougar bar,
Oh my god, that was
man.
ridiculous.
and it's all these old hags, and they're just like hitting on, and they're just like gross old women. And she like walks into the bar, and one lady's like, "I can no longer get pregnant," and like keeps saying, "I can no longer get pregnant." And what one lady could say like,
I've had my IUD in
Yeah.
for 40 years.
"My C-section scars are invisible now," or something like just really
So
gross
And then the people
things.
are going, "Do you have change for the condom machine? Change for the condom
And
machine?"
her stomach is like flapping down, old and saggy,
Oh, it
and
was
she's
so
in a midriff
gross.
top. Is gross.
Which I think is offensive to cougars because I like cougars.
What about the other old woman who's like drinking like something and she's like, I could suck other things.
Oh my god.
And I was like, oh my god, that is beyond creepy right now.
It's like 75.
It's like, Grandma, stop, please.
and June's like, and they can't like be in the light because you're gonna be able to see them for what they really are.
Yeah.
Like their lip liner runs
yeah.
into their
Bleeds into their lip wrinkles. There it is.
So then Chloe decides, oh god, Chloe decides that she's gonna like try to get in a good relationship, a healthy relationship. So June's like, I'm gonna take you to the farmer's market. And they go to the farmer's market, and
pear guy.
Yeah, Chloe's seeing all these guys, and when she looks at them, she's like seeing what they're thinking. And what does she say about the one guy?
Oh, he's got an unimpressive penis. They're going to have sex once a week in the missionary position and then spoon until he has to pee.
I love it because like this entire time, all he's talking about is Asian pears.
Yeah.
These are fresh farm-raised Asian pears.
But I feel like everybody really does that. That's very realistic. If you meet somebody when you're going out, do you do that?
No.
No, that's just
I don't
me.
judge
Oh.
people.
Oh, I judge everybody.
If anything, I'm just not listening. I'm like,
Oh.
Awkward. Yeah, so then
Guess that's
after
just
not
me.
being impressed, I feel like June was kind of impressed with the Asian pear guy, but Chloe wasn't really feeling it, so she takes off with the glow stick guy on the back of
And June's like,
his
"What are you
bike.
doing? At least wear a helmet." She's like, "Oh, he will."
I just think it's so funny too because people are like, everyone who's single is like, where do you meet like a good guy,
Yeah.
or, like normal people? And I feel like she brings her to the farmer's market. Like, is that where you're supposed
Apparently.
to go? Right?
Good to know.
Okay, Cupid.
I know where I'll be on Saturday. Farmer's market time. So then the next day, Chloe reappears in the same outfit from yesterday at the coffee shop. And, she says that she's ready to make a change. And first, June has to teach her what a good guy is. And the things are they have to be single, have a job, and both emotionally and physically available.
Yeah.
And then Chloe interjects with, unless they're missing a limb. And she's like, well, no, they can be missing a limb. They just can't be one of those people that blames the world for their missing limb.
Yeah.
One of my other favorite moments for that from that scene is where Chloe's like taking the pills, and June's like the pills, and she's like, "Oh, is it your vitamin C?" And she goes, "Vitamin C for careless."
So did that mean it was like the morning after
Yeah.
pill? That was
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that went
I
over
think
my
so,
head.
Yeah.
She's
Oh.
ridiculous.
I know,
Yeah.
that's so funny. Daily dose of vitamins.
Daily dose of vitamins. So then, as they're talking about, who she should be dating and finding a good guy, Chloe starts thinking about Mark. Good old Mark.
She has a sex dream about him.
She has a sex dream about Mark dressed up as Angela Bassett as Tina Turner in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was a little
That's
weird.
weird.
I didn't get that at all.
Oh, you have to see the movie.
Okay, I didn't even know what movie it was.
It's the Ike and Tina Turner story. It's their life
Oh.
story. It's great. Angela Bassett amazing in it,
Cut nothing.
and Tina Turner, it's just amazing, and it was just really funny seeing him dressed up in drag like that. And he's like, "Oh, do you want this me to beat up Angela Bassett me?" And it was just a weird sex dream, but it.
And Chloe even said, she's like, "I just had a sex dream about Mark, and sex dreams never lie."
Yeah.
That was a part of the episode that I didn't like because I've been rooting for Mark and June this whole time. So I'm like, Mark, what are you doing? Like, get out of there. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Get out of her sex dream.
Yeah.
But it was a dream, so it wasn't really him.
But you didn't know it was a dream at first.
Oh, okay. So that's when you were upset with
Yeah, I
Mark.
was really pissed.
And then she wakes up and goes to wake up June to let her know that she's had this great idea that she needs to date Mark. And June's window is broken. And,
pigeons.
and there's pigeons on her dresser next to the crackers that she keeps on her dresser in case she wakes up feeling queasy.
I love that no one will fix.
No
her
one will
window
fix it because
they all think
yeah.
they're slurs.
They're like, everyone thinks we're sluts, so no one's gonna fix it for us, which is kind of sad because she's really bundled up. It's New York. I mean, it's cold.
It's cold, people.
I mean, we complain in California when it drops below like 70.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. So the next day they go to the coffee shop and get invited to brunch. So at brunch, and this whole time James is there thinking, no, I need
Save Chloe and bring her back.
Bring her
I need
back. Like, I need my wingman
Yeah,
back.
Yeah.
And so this whole time, Luther's been replacing Chloe as a wingman.
But
Oh
he's
my
like
gosh.
the worst wingman
He
ever.
is.
He like
He, like-
sabotages James in every scenario.
Yeah, for a straight guy, you'd think having a gay guy with you would be like chick magnet.
Yeah.
But no.
No, not if the
for
gay guy likes him.
Not if the gay guy's in love with him, then he's gonna scare off all the girls.
But that's why Luther's like my favorite character on the show because he's like trying to be his wingman and he goes up to this girl and he's like, "Those earrings are ugly." And James is like, "Luther," he's like, "What? I didn't make those."
Yeah, no, it's so funny.
What was another one that they? When he was talking to the girl and he's like, James is gonna be a guest judge on Project Runway tomorrow, and he needs his rest. So you need to click clack out of here. He goes click clack, click clack. It's just like
She just gets up and leaves.
It's just like I don't know what to do. I'm gonna leave. And then he just looks over at James like I don't know what happened.
And James is just sitting there like smiling, waving,
Because
holding
he
the drink.
approaches these girls too. He's like, "Do you see my man over there, James Vanderbeek? Do you like him? Well, he doesn't like you."
Like, moving on. My favorite one was actually at the end of the episode when he's circling the girl's like cottage cheese slice, even though she's so
my
skinny, but
God.
she has
So
like no
skinny.
cellulite at all. And he's like, "What? I'm just striving for perfection." It's like we're circling her her problem areas, and
she's
she's
a
gonna work on them and
fixer-upper.
fix them
And come
fix
back.
them, come
And she
back.
turns around and she has like a
Marks
circle
all
around
over
her
her
nose.
nose
Poor
and-
girl. She's so pretty too.
Yeah, James like, "She's perfect. What is wrong with you?" It's like, "I'm just striving for perfection for you, James, for you." I'm like, "Oh, Luther, you and your dramatics. I love it." He's my favorite. So back to brunch. James is still on his mission to kind of prove that Chloe hasn't changed. So he goes and picks up little Anthony,
Little
Nut,
nut.
nut.
little nut nut,
Nut,
nut from his karate lessons. So he's all sweaty in his like
my God.
white karate suit with his yellow,
Yellow belt.
My favorite's how like Chloe's like yell about weak.
Weak. She's like, "I'm so moved on from you kind of guys. I'm
Yeah.
on to Mark." So they're sitting around the table and she's like telling a story and she's like, "And it turns out the old lady who I was partying with all night was Paul McCartney."
Yeah.
It's like big laughs. And so then June tells her to use that as her moment to like go tell him how she feels and, you know, ask for a tour of the house. So when they get to his bedroom, what was that picture of the... Oh, he's like, "Oh, this is a picture of me in high school. Oh,
I'm wearing the
I'm wearing the
same
same tank top."
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh."
Poor Mark.
Isn't that the worst when you're like, man, you put on something and then you look at a picture like, dang, I've had this for that long.
Yeah.
Or you wear and you're like, "Oh, that's my profile picture."
Yeah. Rats, man. You're going to think I don't have any clothes. So it's at this point when Chloe looks over and sees that he has crackers on his nightstand. And he tells her, "Oh, yeah, it was June's idea. She's so smart.
Yeah.
You know, it's in case I wake up and I'm queasy." And the light bulbs go off in Chloe's head that ding, ding, ding.
He likes her.
He likes June, and he's also emotionally unavailable. So that makes him an inappropriate guy.
And
That's
that is why she went for him.
Yeah, and that's why she went with him, proving James to be right this whole time, even though he doesn't know it yet.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny how, you know, James is kind of sulking a little bit with June, and June's like, "Oh, don't be so sad because I was right." And then he's like, "Well, why do you want to change her? Like, who is it that you really don't like and you want to fix?" And goes all like Dr. Phil on her. And I was like, wow, James is like getting deep.
Yeah.
Well, and then June too is realizing like, "Oh, I like Chloe just the way she is."
She is.
And in the meantime, Chloe texts her like, keep my eggs warm. I'm having sex."
And then Mark comes walking out, so like, "Oh no, who she's having sex with?" And I'm like, "Where's Nut Nut?"
He comes out with his juice box. Like,
And so she's having sex with some random guy named Jim.
the
at the party.
roommate.
Yeah, the Asian
Yeah.
guy.
He was
Yeah.
watching
And
football.
I love that she comes out of the room and goes, "Arigato, hey!"
That was the best part.
Wasn't that,
in
like the
it was
season
in the
opener?
first episode. It was during the grinder scene.
Yeah, the grinder scene with the Asian guy in the market who texts or grind. Is it a text when you use grinder? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Messages James.
I don't know.
Messages James on Grinder and says "Arigato, hey," and
Yeah.
like he does this little bend and snap over, and he like whips his weave, his fake weave, because he didn't really have one.
Yeah.
And like that. It was so cute.
I love when she comes out and then James realizes like June realizes she didn't change him and Chloe's still the same, and then she's like, "I couldn't do it. I couldn't marry a farmer." Like,
So funny.
they realize they have the same Chloe and she's not gonna
She's
change.
there. She's not changing. Oh, and I forgot to mention this when we were talking about Luther's little lines to the girls. One of my other favorite ones was when he was dancing with that girl, and he goes, "You're Sean Astin pretty, not Vanderbeek pretty," and like then just drops it like it's hot, and the girl like walks away, and then just continues dancing by himself.
So funny.
It's like,
Oh,
oh, Luther,
hilarious.
the things you do for James, who just does not love you back in the same way.
No, not the same way.
Yeah, not the same way.
But it's kind of funny too that he was sabotaging James this
Yeah.
whole time.
And James doesn't even know. He just thinks that he's a bad wingman. So
No
good job.
clue.
All right. So do we have anything else to add to?
I want to hear Annika's gossip.
Yeah, let's move into some news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So Kristen Ritter was actually at Craig Ferguson the other day. I was kind of bummed because I was there, like, working, but I couldn't
Working or stalking?
Yeah.
No,
Annika?
I
Let's
was
be honest.
working my other job,
Stop
and
following
she
me.
was there. But anyways, in the interview, she was talking about okay, at the interview with Young Hollywood I watched, she was talking about cell phone pictures, and they asked her, like, do you think celebrities should still take sexy pictures for their loved ones because people get hacked into it all the time? Do you think it's inappropriate to take naked pictures? And she said, no, I think you should do it all the time. And, like, she definitely sends naked pictures to her boyfriend, she said. She confirmed.
So hackers out there,
I know.
I guess. It's like, that's like giving every hacker like free range on your phone. Like, all right, I know who I'm hacking next. 'cause
Yeah.
There's guaranteed naked
Naked
pics.
photos. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but she actually started off as a model, and she grew up on a cattle farm.
Yeah.
Like,
such
so
a hottie.
random. On a cattle farm. I
Yeah.
would not
Crazy.
have.
Didn't she have a pet cow too?
I think so.
Yeah.
And she
I
said
think
that
about
people
that.
on the street don't, like, call. They just say, hey, B. And, like, she's like, I'm glad it's beeped out so they're not yelling, like, obscenities at me. And they're just
That's
like, hey,
funny.
B.
That's really funny.
But,
I saw her outside the Andaz Hotel once, and I was like, ooh, she's like so tall too, and her
Yeah.
waist is like literally
So
this
tiny.
big. She's ridiculous.
Oh gosh,
so tiny. But,
love it.
yeah. And I guess she was saying that her dog, which is named Mikey Mohawk, is now really famous too because he appears on episodes of Don't Trust the Bee and has been in Style and Entertainment Tonight with her.
Oh,
Wow.
So her dog's getting
Famous
some
dog.
fame too.
Do you guys mind if I bring my doggy here?
I mean,
Please
that's the
do.
quickest way to
Doggy.
start him. Get
Just sit him
famous
on
via
lap.
your dog.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was pretty much some.
Jason, did you have
Um,
news and gossip?
I have a
Or
little. It's not that. Mark from the show, Andre Evans, has a comedy show
Eric
on.
Andre.
Eric, what did I just call him?
Andre Evans. I'm pretty sure you just took two black names and merged them together.
Thanks for making me sound
Oh
racist.
my god.
Anyways, whatever
Eric Andre.
whatever his name is, not important. Has a comedy show on Adult Swim on Comedy Central. And there's this viral clip that he had Demi Lovato on his show, and I just watched it because I love Demi Lovato. But anyways, it's like this super awkward interview, and it's like a big mystery whether or not it's scripted, but YouTube it and watch it. But he like has her on the show, and all he does is go down her IMDb list and read things, and then start eating pasta. And it's like 3 minutes of awkwardness. And
Eating
it's,
pasta in like a sexual way?
no,
or?
he's just eating it.
Oh.
It's just so
What?
weird. But you have to just look it up. It's really weird.
Okay.
All right.
But it's
what
gone
Jason's
viral
looking
this
at.
week. I know. Demi Lovato's on it. That's why I watched it.
All right.
Oh man.
So that all we got
That's
for
my
news.
news and gossip.
All right. So let's move into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I am going to predict that for the next 3 weeks, we're getting 2 new episodes a week. No, that's not really a
Oh.
prediction, is it? That's
Mind
just news.
blown.
Mind blown. It's kind of hard to predict because they
2 episodes that are
like
not
from
together.
from
yeah.
But I'm gonna say let's predict based off of the Paris episode because I feel like that was the newer of the 2, so we can predict what might happen after that. Like, are we gonna see Fox Paris again, or are we done with her?
I don't know though, because if we find out when in the season they recorded this episode, then we might see her more. But if this was one of the last ones they recorded, because I don't think we're viewing them in chronological order.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna see June at her job more, I think we will see Fox more. But she like is at work one week and then the next week she doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
It's true.
I hope we see her at her job more.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it.
It's like a nice new change of scenery.
Mhm. It's a new.
And she wanted it so bad, so it's good to see her in that
she's
environment.
actually working.
Yeah.
I'm gonna predict. Well, it's not a prediction. My wish. I want Ben Lawson back. Remember the guy who
Australian guy.
Australian guy with
Oh
Chloe?
yeah.
That was my prediction.
Yeah, like, I want him back, and I want him back like now. Because
So cute.
I need a little bit of him in my life, and so does Chloe.
Need a little Australian eye
yeah,
candy.
because like even though it was an old episode when they were talking about Chloe finding like the appropriate guy. I feel like he is an appropriate guy for her because he's on her same level of just mischief.
Yeah.
And so I need him back. And yeah. So, do you guys want to any other predictions? No.
No.
All right. So if you want to continue the discussion, we're here for you. You can find us on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV, or I'm on Twitter at T22 TWEETEE22.
I'm at Miss Zias, MISSZIAS.
I'm at J Ikeler, JIKELER.
Ladies first.
Oh, sorry.
Right? So rude, Jason. I'm at Annika_Michelle, ANNIKA_MICHELLE.
Damn, girl.
And we'll be back next week with 2 more brand new episodes of Don't Trust the Bee, and we will see you all then.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily...
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.